What's up, guys? This is Zach Campbell. You're listening to the Why So Serious Show.
Stand up and make some noise for your cast of the Why So Serious Show on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
It is Christmas Eve, and it is time for the Why So Serious Show. Jesse Morrison, Max Bechtold. We will hear from Matt Kling later on in our Mount Rushmore segment. But Max, I just wanted to get in right away. Do you have your top 25 ready?
No, but give me a few minutes and I will.
Okay, so then I'll just talk about the top four that they gave out. Then I strongly disagree with the top four. Texas A&M and Cincinnati should have gotten in over Ohio State and Notre Dame, and it's ridiculous that Notre Dame got in as a one-loss ACC team. How do they have two ACC teams and one SEC team? It's just,
it is kind of crazy that they have two ACC teams. I will agree on that. I don't even think Texas A&M is the second best team in the SEC, though.
Florida is.
I don't even think Florida is. I think Georgia is.
Georgia's pretty good. They just didn't figure out their quarterback situation until week 9.
Georgia right now at this moment is a top 3 team in the country, I think. It's just they don't have the resume because it did take them too long to figure out quarterback.
Stacey Schnell calling us. Let's see what she has to say. Hey, Stacey Schnell, you're live on, or not really live, but live to tape on the Why So Serious show. I just wanted to see if you could wake up your kids to join the show.
I will try really, really hard right now.
Okay. One quick question before you go. Do you have any Christmas dating advice? Love expert Stacey Schnell. Christmas or Hanukkah dating advice.
Yeah. Holiday dating advice.
Yeah.
If you are looking to just start dating, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, please keep it to dating, online, texting, calling, and keeping social physical distance from these new relationships. If you're already in a relationship with somebody, then please spend time together, give each other gifts, love each other, and be kind to one another.
All right, those are some great tips. Jeremy was awake when I got up this morning, so it's just ask him about that. But thank you, love expert Stacey Schnell, for the great holiday dating tips.
You're welcome, and I will call both my children and try and wake them up.
Yeah, I think they want to be on the show. I just fell asleep last night when we were supposed to record it.
Okay, I will call them right now.
All right, thank you. Love expert Stacey Schnell. Max, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, let's do this. Number 25.
25 is the NC State Wolfpack.
Go Pack. Number 24.
The Miami Hurricanes.
The U. Number 23.
The Oregon Ducks.
Go Ducks. Fiesta Bowl time. Number 22, right?
The Oklahoma State Cowboys.
What's their slogan?
I don't remember.
They play in the Bedlam rivalry. Okay, number 21.
You froze. There.
I'm here.
Number 21 are the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes.
Dr. Phil went there. Number 20.
The Texas Longhorns.
Welcome. Number 19.
The USC Trojans.
Right on. Number, where are we at?
18.
18.
The BYU Cougars.
Even after what they did to UCF?
Yep.
Wow.
It's tough. It's a tough place to have him.
Zach Wilson needs to be drafted in the top 5.
I 100% agree.
Where are we at now?
17.
17.
The Louisiana Ragin' Cajun.
Louisiana Lafayette. I don't know if they're still Louisiana or Louisiana Lafayette. I don't know what this is because when I look it up, it still says Lafayette. But you apparently tell me otherwise. Number 16.
The Iowa Hawkeyes.
Wave at the kids. Number 15. Yeah.
The North Carolina Tar Heels.
The Heels. UNC. Number 14.
The Iowa State Cyclones.
The Clones. Number 13.
The Northwestern Wildcats.
Wow. Extreme Big Ten bias, but they also looked really good against Ohio State. So
Their defense is legit.
number 11, right?
Number 12.
Number 12. I'm always number ahead.
The San Jose State Spartans.
Wow, that is not biased at all.
Tell me why they shouldn't be.
I mean,
They're undefeated. They've won every game by at least – they're the only team in college football to have won every game by at least 10 points.
it might be the best team in college football.
They
Number
beat Nevada, Boise. They haven't played a home game in over, 5 weeks.
Yeah, they might be the best team in college football. Where are they playing now, by the way? Where were their home games? Vegas?
Yeah, Vegas.
At what's that stadium?
Sam Boyd.
Sam Boyd. What a crappy stadium. It looks like a high school field, but less of like a high school field than their own stadium. So it might have been a slight upgrade. What number are we at?
11.
Number 11.
The Coastal Carolina Chanticleers.
Coast of Clear Santa Clauses. Number 10.
The Indiana Hoosiers.
The Hoosiers.
Robbed of a New Year's Six game. Lost
Really
one game by
robbed.
7 points on the road at Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean it's on the road in 2020 is
Still tougher. It's still tougher. You still got to break routine and stuff.
I guess. Number 9.
The most overrated team in the current polls, the Oklahoma Sooners.
Sooner. Number
I don't understand how they're number 6 in the regular poll.
they're a good team. Number 8.
The Florida Gators. Very impressive against Alabama. I was pretty impressed by them.
Yeah. Number 7. They're still a 3-loss team.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
Go Dogs. And my music, where'd it go? Go Dogs. Number 6. Arizona State.
Oh, Jesse's not gonna like this one, but the Texas A&M Aggies.
At least you had them top 6. Number 5.
The Cincinnati Bearcats.
Number 4.
The Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Boo.
Just a spoiler alert, this top 4 looks very similar to the committees.
Number 3.
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
Number 2.
Clemson Tigers.
Number 1.
The Alabama Crimson Tide, as they have been all season.
Roll Tide. You are that guy. You
I
are
think
that college football person. You're a You're
Here's my thing. I like
the traditional powers.
the top 4. I think where they failed is what if one of them would have blown it? Like, let's say Ohio State blows it. Really? Oklahoma was that close to getting in the playoff? Like, they looked terrible at times this year.
My question for you is, how did Notre Dame not blow it in your mind? What have they done other than beat a depleted Clemson team and then get blown out by that same
Notre Dame.
Go ahead.
They beat UNC, which
That team's not that
Texas A&M does not have a win like that. Texas A&M does not have a win like UNC on their schedule anywhere.
You don't think Florida is a better win than UNC?
But it's the way they won. Florida dominated that game all game, and then Texas A&M took the lead at the end. I mean, I watched that whole game. Like, I'm not saying it's not an impressive win because it is, because I think Florida's good, really good team. But, I think that beating a North Carolina team by double digits on the road, there are fans at that game. I think that's more impressive. Texas A&M was playing in front of like 100,000 people in their game against Florida.
It was at least 40.
It was at least 40.
They said 25. It was at least 40.
The only way that was 25,000 is if their stadium holds like 50,000, which I know it
their
does.
stadium holds 100,000. They've expanded that stadium over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, this should have been. I put this out. So I produced the Bickley and Murata show this week, the entire week. They're done now because of their last day was yesterday for the week. But I threw out this to them and they shot me down, thought it was ridiculous. But I was like, why don't they just decide every year how many teams they put in?
I actually don't really hate it. There are some years
it's been a BCS. Let's just agree that this year should have been Alabama and Clemson playing.
Yeah, we're just adding in 2 blowouts probably. I actually think Ohio State will come to play pretty hard and keep it close versus Clemson for a half. Just because I think Fields will come out and perform well after he performed really poorly against Northwestern. Their running game looks like it's really, really clicking now. Their defense doesn't look too bad now. It's improved over the last few weeks.
Healthy, though. They keep having positive COVID tests.
Yeah. And but I think this year should have been I don't think anyone would have complained if they just said, let's just cut out the playoff games and just go straight to the national title. I mean, everybody wants to see, like, what happens if there's, like, some disaster and, like, Mac Jones and Devontae Smith both go down on the first play of the game and Notre Dame ends up somehow pulling it off. And then all of a sudden –
But you saw that in the Jalen Hurts national championship.
Yes, but
when Mac Jones goes down, they just pull. I don't know who their backup is, but he's probably a 5-star.
Yeah, he was the number 1 quarterback recruit in the country.
Okay, then they'll be fine.
But he was supposed to go to USC originally, and he switched to Alabama. He, if something freakish happens, let's just say something freakish happens, and Notre Dame somehow pulls off an upset. Nobody wants to see Notre Dame Clemson. Like, no one wants that like nightmare scenario where Notre Dame Clemson plays in the championship. Like, usually you're looking for some like kind of upsets and stuff. Like, now it's like, no, we just want to see Alabama Clemson this year.
Exactly. But what do you think? What do you think about the 5-star?
By the way, there was a year where it should have been 6 also, which was the year that Ohio State won the national title. That should have been a 6-team playoff with Baylor and TCU in it too.
Yeah. I think that they should have a thing where you can put in up to as like many as 20 teams.
I think it'd be interesting to do like a point system, like where you do a point system, and if a team gets a certain amount of points, they qualify. Like, you know what I mean?
Awesome.
Like, that'd be kind of cool.
And then they already have these things where like Navy is guaranteed a certain bowl, and like they have it where that game is guaranteed to be a playoff, or like Mountain West versus Pac-12 or something. Like I think that would be a very good system. And then I also really like the 5-star limit because there's too much power at the top. I think they should do this for basketball and for football as well.
I do have one bones pick with the bowl selections and stuff, which is I wish they would have gotten a way to schedule Coastal Carolina versus San Jose State. I get it. Liberty and Ball State are good teams, but I wish we could have seen the 2 undefeated teams that didn't make the New Year's Six play each other.
Which bowl is Cincinnati in again?
Cincinnati's Peach Bowl, I believe. I believe they're playing Georgia.
That's a New Year's. We'll see if Cincinnati's for real.
We'll definitely see.
Cincinnati's for real?
Because we were talking. I think Georgia is probably the 3rd best team right now. Like, if I had to like rank who I thought were my 4 best teams right now, Georgia would be number 3.
I think we're gonna watch that game together, if I remember right. Should be on New Year's. It's on New Year's Day. We can if you want to. It's at 10 a.m. your time, Max.
Nice. I love that. I love early morning games, college football games.
But whatever. I'm the one that's going to bed super early these days.
By the way, we could get a miracle this year, which is the best player in college football actually winning the Heisman, because it looks like Devontae Smith is actually going to win the Heisman. So,
I thought you want Kyle Pitts to win it.
well, Devontae Smith has convinced me that he's better.
So what are the New Year's? What are the games on New Year's Eve?
There's a couple of New Year's Six games, I believe.
Okay, because I might cover the Fiesta Bowl, which is on January 2nd. But enough of that talk. What was the next thing on our show plan? Oh yeah, we had some more college football talk. State, Arizona State. Arizona State might win like 10 straight territorial cups at this point. Like
They really might.
Jedd Fisch is the best hire ever for ASU.
What were they thinking?
I mean, that's what people said with Herm. There's a difference between Herm and Jedd Fisch. Jedd Fisch has been an assistant coach that's bounced around. He was in like the Arena League. Like he's not a good coaching guy. And he said he was a part of this coaching search when they hired someone. How? He has head coaching experience at one place, and that is being the interim coach after Jim Morrow was fired. If you look at all the coaches he's been under, like he's been under terrible coaches until just these past 2 years. And then he was the quarterbacks coach for Cam Newton's Patriots experience, which has been terrible.
Yeah, he was the quarterbacks coach last year for the Rams, right?
He was the offensive coordinator.
Well, okay. Well, last year was the worst year for the Rams on offense in the last 5 years. Like, it was awful. Like, they were terrible. Goff was awful. Like, I mean, it wasn't
as bad as Jeff Fisher.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, Jeff Fisher was a pretty good and respected coach for a long time in the NFL.
He was a good drafter too.
Yeah, I mean,
if you look at like he built a lot of that Rams roster. That's really good right now. I mean,
yeah, Sean McVay is just winning right now with Jeff Fisher's players.
I mean, to a certain extent, you're not wrong. I mean,
I'm gonna put that on the poll.
He's like drafted like 3 players currently on the roster. By the way, did you see my seasonal jersey? I don't know if we got to that yet, but I am wearing a Christmas jersey today.
Which year is that?
That is, I believe, is the first season with LeBron.
Also, is whose jersey is that?
Matthew Dellavedova.
You have a Delhi jersey? I love it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite players in the league. Is he still in the league?
Yeah, he's on the Cavs still.
Yes.
He went back to the Cavs after going for the Bucks.
Is he is he starting?
No, he's the last guy on the bench pretty much.
Remember when he drank all that coffee before the final?
Have you ever seen the pictures of him celebrating the championship?
No.
He's like holding like Coors Light cans and like in a Hawaiian shirt. They're amazing.
Doesn't surprise me. But he was like honestly like a very crucial part of that championship.
Yeah.
Like he was a baller in those finals. Like he made Steph Curry so angry.
Yeah. And he got a huge contract off of it too.
Yeah.
Like the Bucks.
I would, there's people like Delhi that I would love that career.
Yeah.
Like, of course. Like
there he is in the club. He's got a Corona light.
Oh, Corona light. Oh God. I like a good Corona, but not a light.
Oh,
What are you drinking, by the way?
What?
What are you drinking, by the way?
I've got a seasonal beer. I've got New Glarus Brewing Company Cabin Fever. New Glarus Brewing Company is my favorite brewery in the world. And so, I thought I'd give their stuff a chance here, and it's pretty good.
Is it is it just a Wisconsin thing?
Yes, literally. So I've got my New Glarus glass as well. If you'll see here, it says only in Wisconsin. I really can't read it, but it says only in Wisconsin. That's because it can only be sold in Wisconsin.
Is there a state that loves itself more than Wisconsin?
Nope.
Like-
So yeah, this can only be sold literally in Wisconsin. It says it on the label here too. Only in Wisconsin. And like their signature beer, which is Spotted Cow, which is like a real famous craft beer in America. Like places in Minnesota have tried to like go across the border and get like a bunch of it and sell it at their bars, and they've gotten caught, and it's actually like legitimately illegal.
Speaking of, I guess, things that are against the rules, not exactly illegal. What do you make of James Harden?
I don't know. What a mess that franchise is right now.
But like he obviously just doesn't want to be there. Like, and that's
Right.
what he's doing this. Like he's just going to, the party or strip club or wherever he was just to piss people off. Like that's literally all he's doing.
I love it. In the middle of the pandemic, he was like, it wasn't a strip club. It was just in a different party.
like neither are good.
That doesn't help you out very much right now.
At least the strip club is like providing people with an income.
It's true.
Like at least that's better than just going to a party. Like, it's none of it's good. And it's like, imagine how mad his teammates are at him. Like, I'm sure they wanted to play.
Yeah, I know.
I saw that you liked a tweet on Twitter that's like, the NBA did this well the first time and now they're not. Like, and like that's true, but like they can't.
It's also impossible. I mean, it's just such a tough situation.
They can't. They've literally said, number one, that the players want to be with their families, and they've said that.
Right. I mean, yes.
And then number two is that it's just too expensive for the league to do that for 7 straight months.
Yeah. What they'd have to do is like, well, I think the best way to do it would be like individual bubbles where you get like 8 teams in a place, and over 2 weeks, all those 8 teams play each other, and then you go to a different place, and eventually everybody has home games and stuff like that. And so
yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Or they're regional, so like it's easier for you to be in contact with families. Because that was the problem, is like you're flying people all the way across the country, and they're staying from months away from their families. But like if you had a bubble in LA and Golden State and Arizona or Phoenix and all these teams played each other, then it's a lot more reasonable, I think.
But I think though that it's going to end up being like baseball, where there's unfortunately a couple of outbreaks, and then they kind of like, oh wait, we want to play, and we're gonna take it seriously, and then you're not gonna have really many issues for the rest of the season. But it's still the risk at the start is unfortunate. But
Cavs looked great last night, though. I don't know if you saw that game, but they looked awesome.
I went to sleep when the Wizards were up 10, and then I woke up and we lost.
Yeah, no, the Cavs, Garland and Sexton combined for like 48 points. Both were over 50% shooting. Like, they looked really good.
Well, did you see what happened to the Wizards on Tuesday night, right?
No.
We got the Charles Barkley guarantee.
Oh, God.
So that means that we're going to win like 20 games this year. So it's over already. I'm already depressed. I don't know. What are your? I hate prediction radio, but what are your thoughts on the whole NBA season this year? Who's going to win it? What's going to happen?
It's going to be Nets versus Lakers, and I'll throw I'll flip a coin for Nets versus Lakers, but because I think the Nets are really good. Like I watched most of their first game, they looked really impressive. So I'm all in on them.
Clippers, baby, pandemic P all the way. LeBron's too old.
It'd be a pretty great situation if we got like Bucks, Nets, and Clippers, Lakers. Like that'd be a really fun last four.
So I'm gonna give you the reason why the Lakers will not win it all. Because if you look back in the history, Bill Russell won his last title at 35. Jordan won his last title at 35, and LeBron is 35. So he has now won his last title at 35. So it means it's over. I think it makes sense, right? Like it's totally like it's totally because basketball players are done at 35, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
We can go with that.
So yeah, it's Kawhi's turn to win again. Kawhi and the Clippers, and Paul George is going to get over the hump. Paul George will get his ring. He will cement his Hall of Fame legacy that is already cemented because everyone gets in the Basketball Hall of Fame. What was the next? What we got here? Oh yeah, I wanted to talk one more kind of serious sports thing before we get into. It's something we can also laugh about though. before we get into our Mount Rushmore, and that is Arizona State men's basketball.
I'm not even like following it at this point. Like I saw they lost by like 20 something to like San Diego State, and I was like, all right, call me again when you're doing well.
So they have this recruiting class, and then they have
Because they lost to UTEP too, right?
lost to UTEP,
Oh God.
top 10 recruit.
Oh. Didn't they have like wasn't Remy preseason first team All American too?
I think so.
And they're losing to UTEP.
Yeah, because Bobby Hurley just lets everybody go out there and chuck it up, and that's all their offense is. They have no offense at all, bad defense, no post players that are any good. They have this transfer guy, Chris Austin, who gets like 20 minutes a game, and he's awful. So I don't know how I feel about them, but I'm ready for Rick Pitino, David Blatt, Bobby Knight, or I don't know who's another coach that we should. Mike Brown's a good idea.
Bruce Pearl once he gets fired by Auburn for
Bruce Pearl once he gets fired.
Violations there, be a good hire.
What
Have like a really fun 5 years until we get it all taken away from sanctions.
What about Bo Ryan? Is he still available?
Well, he's getting old.
Yeah, but still, like I mean, Bobby Knight's probably a little old for us and might punch his players and other things, but we would win.
Sure.
We might go undefeated.
Mate, you're not wrong about that.
We'd at least go to the tournament more consistently, the actual tournament, not the first four.
God.
Who would be your number one option other than Bobby Hurley?
So like a real option?
No.
Oh.
Who would you go with?
I really like the idea of taking one of the coaches that is about to get fired for sanctions. So whether that's, I'm forgetting the guy who's at LSU, might be him, the guy who's at Texas Tech, the Bruce Pearl, one
Why
of
is
those.
the Texas Tech guy going to get fired?
Oh, come on. Do you really think Texas Tech is doing this all legitimately?
They also were a school that hired Bob Knight after the choking thing.
Yes. I mean, do places like Texas Tech don't just appear in the Final Four just like that?
I also have the Charlie Turner Thorne coaches both teams scenario.
Ooh, I don't mind that.
It would kind of be a problem when they play on the same day.
And ooh, how about Gino Ariema?
That would be an interesting hire.
What a great hire that'd be.
Like 70 and is probably winding down at UConn. They haven't won in a while though, so it's,
Oh yeah, they're just having these crappy like 30-2 seasons where their only losses are the top 4 teams.
It's considered a major upset when a top 4 team beats them.
Yeah, I know. Like that's the thing to look at. By the way, how's Baylor women's basketball ranked number 4 in the country? They've won 2 games in a row by 93 points.
Combined or overall?
They've won 2 games in a row. They've won 1 game by 93 points, and then they won their next game by 93 points. How's that not like automatically? Yeah, you're just number 1 in the country.
I don't like Baylor's women's basketball program. Number 1, their coach scares me, and number 1, I've heard things about her.
Yeah, well, she not just heard things about her; she just says them.
And she's also just scary. Like she scares me.
Yeah.
All right, Mount Rushmore of Christmas songs, holiday songs, whatever you celebrate, whatever has music. Mine will all be Christmas based, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Winter songs works as well. Winter songs, anything that's a winter song. But yeah, Max, I guess let's just go back and forth on this, and then I know we can do Snake because there's Kling as well, and we'll welcome on a not actually here Kling, but he is recorded. He's been nice enough to record himself and his 4 with some honorable mentions as well. So Max, start off.
All right, so this is a really tough one. I've got a lot of honorable mentions that I'll get to later, but because I have a lot of Christmas songs I like. But the first one I went with is really the only true classic, I would say, of these, which is "Do They Know It's Christmas" by Band-Aid. It's an iconic Christmas song at this point.
Super politically incorrect.
It really is. It doesn't like. I think they tried to make a remake of it a few years ago. I saw, and it just did not work. Like it works because it's like hokey and '80s, and it's like whatever. Like they had good intentions, but it's a weird song. But you know, when it gets going and stuff, it's impossible not to get into it. So that is my first.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with my first one, my favorite one, "Blue Christmas" by Elvis. It's great. Everybody likes that. Everybody likes that song.
I feel like we're gonna have very, very different lists here.
You don't know. You never know. All right. Kling will go twice. If it works, you know.
My first song on the Mount Rushmore is Happy Christmas, War's Over by John Lennon and Yoko Ono and Yoko Ono's band. You know, John Lennon came out with this big hit, Imagine. Pretty soon, right after that hit came out,
Max's
he comes
favorite
out
thing
with
ever.
a Christmas version, essentially, of Imagine. And what makes the song for me is the children's choir. That is my
Okay, he said Christmas song in the back there, or Christmas choir in the back, children's choir. That's what he said. It's being very slow, but here we go. Here's his second choice.
My number 2 Christmas song of all time. Look, this is a very, very popular song. It is right now the most commercially successful Christmas song ever.
There it is again.
Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You." It just puts you in such a good mood.
All right. Max, back to you. No, actually, it's back to me. It's back to me. Never mind.
Yes, it is. Yep.
It's back to me. And my second one is "What Christmas Means to Me" by Stevie Wonder.
Okay, we're good because I've got that song too, but it's by somebody else. So.
Okay. All right. Your next two.
All right. So my next two. So I'll just group these two together because I have this weird thing where songs that Stevie Wonder is known for Christmas, I like better by other people. And one of them is "What Christmas Means to Me." I love the CeeLo Green version of this song. It's just got a little bit more energy. Come on, listen to it. Tell me it's not a great version. It's got more energy. It's got just that extra little bit of, something to it. I really love it. I had a CeeLo Green Christmas CD like 10 years ago, and that's just why I've always known that song from.
Got any thoughts on Stevie Wonder?
Amazing. I mean, one of the greatest musical artists of all time.
Any other thoughts?
Oh, well, he's not blind. And then my next one is also one that is known mostly for Stevie Wonder, but I think the other version is better, which is "Someday at Christmas," and I like the Jackson 5 version of it.
Jackson 5 is a little more redeemable than CeeLo.
It's got that Michael Jackson's voice, like young Michael Jackson's voice is just so good on it.
Yeah, Michael Jackson lost his voice when he was older.
Yeah, but his young voice on it is so good.
Our takes are insane right now. All right, back to me. This one is, our lists are very different. Mine is the traditional version of "Holly and the Ivy" by like an old choir or something. like literally like, or like carolers on the street or something. Like that's what I like. It's my mom's favorite Christmas song, so I'm gonna go with it as well because my mom likes it. All right, well, last two by Kling with some honorable mentions as well. Here we go. Let's hope this works this time. Worked the second song, but the first one was weird, so who knows?
A Holly Jolly Christmas. Now,
Oh, it's we got to start that over again.
my number 3 Christmas song of all
I'm so bad at this.
My number 3 Christmas song of all time is Burl Ives' "A Holly Jolly Christmas." Now, first of all, what a name, Burl Ives. I don't know if we make Burls anymore. Do we make Burls anymore?
Do you make Burls
I don't know
anymore?
what a Burl is, but this guy Burl Ives, who sounds just like a jolly old grandpa, comes out with this song right around the time when he did the soundtrack to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, "A Holly Jolly Christmas." It's just so upbeat. I love it.
I'm putting on the poll, do we make Burls anymore? All right, Matt's next one here.
Okay, some honorable mentions for you. Jonas Brothers, Like It's Christmas. Look,
That's an honorable mention for me too.
last couple of years, we've seen a very great resurgence of the Jonas Brothers. And as part of their resurgence, they put out this Christmas song, Like It's Christmas, last year. I love it. I think it's one of their best songs they put out ever. That's why
Here
I
it is
love
again.
And my other honorable mention I'm going to do is the Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Christmas Eve Sarajevo 1224. It is the rock orchestra version of, you might know the song as Carol the Bells or Christmas is Here. It's also technically O Tannenbaum. And that's how I'm going to transition into my number 4 song on my Mount Rushmore, Christmas Canon by the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Christmas Canon, it's partially sounding like, the song that a bride walks up the aisle to in a wedding, or that they play right at the start of a wedding. And it has a children's choir. To think that it is the same group that made, a Christmas rock classic doing the same song for Christmas Canon, it just blows my mind. But Christmas Canon is my number 4. It's a very powerful song.
All right. It's back to me, correct?
Yes.
And I have one more, or do you have, how many do I have left?
Yeah,
One.
you have one more.
One more. And my last one is Silent Night by Aretha Franklin. Have you ever heard the Aretha Franklin version of Silent Night?
Yes.
It is top notch. She's so good at it. And this is actually the first year I've ever heard it. So it is a new addition. If we've ever done this before, which I think we have done this Mount Rushmore last year.
Yes, I think we did.
But I think this one I think my list has changed. So yes, go listen to the Aretha Franklin version of Silent Night. All right, Max, your last 2.
So I only have one more.
Yeah, that's right.
My last one, really, really tough one. I want to see if maybe I would go a little bit more classic, a little bit more modern. I do have some honorable mentions though here that I'm gonna read off real quick. Bruce Springsteen, Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Love it. I'm sure that guy from that movie also loves it.
Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC.
Okay.
You Make It Feel Like Christmas by Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas by Sam Smith. And let's see, Sleigh Ride by Fun. Really, really good, entertaining, really nice.
I know what your last one is.
But my last one is, it's got to be George Michael, Last Christmas.
Yeah.
Has to be. I mean, just when I think of songs that I get excited to listen to during the Christmas season, I mean, that's got to be up towards the top.
I like the Ariana Grande version the most.
Another honorable mention. I'd be remiss not to say Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande. Really, really catchy, good song.
You know what else is good? Cozy Little Christmas by Katy Perry. Have you heard Cozy Little Christmas by Katy Perry?
I have, yes.
Cozy Little Christmas is a good one. Yeah, there's a lot of other honorable mentions I would have. I like somebody's version of We Three Kings. Might be Michael Bublé. I'm not sure. Anything off of Michael Bublé's Christmas album is very good. I don't know who that particular one is by, but a lot of good ones, a lot of good Christmas songs out there. I got tired of Christmas music this year because I had it on at my PGA Tour job, and they would play the same 10 Christmas songs just over and over again. And when you're there for 6 hours, that's not fun. Yeah, but you got some movies, I hear.
I not yet. If we can all talk about something else, I'm just preparing something, and then I'm gonna be ready.
How is you think the Rams are gonna win the NFC West?
I still do. That was a really obviously just awful game to watch.
Yeah, they lost to the Jets
on Sunday. I mean, there's no way to put it other than that. But I still feel confident in them. The thing about the Rams is they'll play terrible one week, play great the next week, and you kind of forget about the terrible games every once in a while.
The Super Bowl champion will not be an NFC team.
Well, yeah, because it'll be the Chiefs.
gonna be the Chiefs. And I like the Bills. The Bills.
I don't hate the Bills on as a pick there.
You're a year away. The Bills are a year away.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
But I do like them. And I like the Titans. And I don't even hate the Colts.
I like the Colts.
The Colts have a good defense, and they've got Jonathan Taylor, who has shown that he's going to be a great NFL player.
He has. I agree he has.
He might have the 2 best running backs in the NFL.
I don't know.
In that division.
Yes. Well, yeah. Actually, yeah. I can't think of anyone else.
I mean, there's Dalvin Cook and Alvin Kamara and Nick Chubb and who's the other running back? Kareem Hunt is on the cheat. I mean, the Browns. The Browns. What about the Browns? What do you think about the Browns Super Bowl? My pick.
The Browns are a weird one. I don't know what to put them at. I can't figure them out. Get back to me later on that.
Browns Super Bowl. Watch it just be some crazy weird thing that happens, like somebody gets COVID and like it's just like and somebody wins that isn't in like it's totally off the radar, like the Dolphins with Tua or something. That would be awesome.
Okay.
I'm just excited that we have Bills and Dolphins this year making the playoffs and Browns. Like we have the Bills, Dolphins, and Browns in the same playoffs. Think about that first.
I know. And the Buccaneers too.
Are you ready to go?
I am ready to go. You got give me screen sharing though.
Okay, and then I will cue your intro as well. So all right, you've got screen sharing, and let me find your intro real quick because you're doing a lot of things here, Max. Apologize. The producing from one laptop is not as easy as being at 98.7. Honestly, so here we go.
It's time for everyone's favorite segment. Well, kind of.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
There are no 2 words in the English language more harmful than good job. You'll always have passion.
Here's Movies with Max.
All right. Sorry, I can't share screen. Can I share this presentation with you real quick?
I mean, it's I'm gonna make you the full host now.
I don't think I can though, because I haven't done Zoom on this computer where I've been able to share, or I've shared screen. Let me see if I can get this. Okay, maybe I can here.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen?
The Maxes.
Yes, we are doing.
You forgot to say, "Hey, guy," by the way.
Oh, hey guys, or guys, whatever. So we are doing the first batch of Max Award nominations. We are doing the television nominations.
You're not unveiling any. When is the official awards ceremony?
The official awards ceremony will be sometime in late January.
Okay.
The nominations will come out probably our first show of the new year, because I am taking any movie that is made fully available before January 1st into consideration. So there are still some movies yet to come out. Wonder Woman 1984, Soul, stuff like that. So
is this award show going to be on the Why So Serious show, or will it be your own separate thing?
I would welcome it on the Why So Serious show.
Okay, then we will have a special episode where we do it just this thing is the entire show.
Yep. So there are only I'm doing the television nominations today, and there are only 2 categories for television because I don't watch a whole lot of television, so I don't want to give too much on television. So the first one is first television performance. Like for movies, this will be non-gendered at all. There will be women and men in the same category. And I only have 5 for this one because, again, I don't watch a whole ton of TV, and so I wanted to make it very exclusive. So our first, and these are in no order at all. The first nominee is Zoe Chow for Love Life.
Never seen it, but
it's a good show. It's on HBO Max. It's something to check out.
I'll take your password.
It's a good show, and she's great in it. She is a supporting character in it, and I think she was one of the true breakouts of the year.
So wait a minute, not a supporting actress performer category?
This is just best TV performance.
Okay, gotcha.
So my next nominee is Pedro Pascal for The Mandalorian.
Sorry.
I don't feel like you've seen any of these shows, probably.
That's my worst one that I don't watch. I watch a lot of TV these days.
The last three are all from the same show. So the first nominee is Jeremy Strong from Succession.
Don't watch it either. Sorry.
It's a great show. You'd actually really like Succession. Next
I
nominee
all of these shows.
is Macaulay Culkin's brother, Kieran Culkin, for the show Succession.
Is he actually good?
He is phenomenal in it.
Is he a better actor than Macaulay?
Yes, he is phenomenal.
By the way, has really gotten his life together and is really funny these days, if you've heard of him.
And the final nominee is Sarah Snook from Succession.
Also, you know who Macaulay Culkin is either engaged to, dating, or married to?
Who is it again?
Brenda Song.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, who surprisingly is like 33, 34 these days. Like, it's weird because she's like a high school kid when we were kids. Why are we getting so old, Max?
I don't know. All right, so now best television show, if you weren't aware that this was going to be the other television category. So the first one is Succession, of course. I think you probably could have guessed that by seeing three nominees in the acting. This is an incredible show. It's got great comedy. It's great drama. It's done by Adam McKay, who is of The Big Short, Vice, Talladega Nights, Anchorman.
Okay, so I can see where the comedy would be.
Yeah, he brings comedy into it, but it's mostly a drama. But great performances, great acting, great direction, everything.
Talladega Nights is a drama. Talladega Nights is a drama. It's a ballad of Ricky Bobby.
True. The next one is Love Life, which I just talked about. I think this was probably the best comedy of the year that I saw. The next one is Survivor, which was the best reality show. And they had a really special season this year with all winners, and the winners really came to play. It was a really exciting season. It's a great thing for early quarantine. The next one, of course, is The Mandalorian, which was just phenomenal this year. And then finally, The Last Dance, which I think a lot of people forgot about. But
isn't that a movie technically?
It was a 10-part series on ESPN. It aired on TV 5 different weeks. I'm considering it a television show.
Also, I would also not consider it a something that people forgot about. I think that is the one thing from like early quarantine that people like that's really stuck. Also, Tiger King. There's a lot of Tiger King jokes that are still made.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, that's why I consider this, if The Last Dance truly did come out on Netflix, you'd consider it a series.
Yeah.
Especially because it's so episodic. Like you get the Jordan episode, then you get like a Pippen episode, you get a Rodman episode, you get Phil Jackson episode. Like
it should still be Best Picture at the Oscars.
Hey, if it's eligible for the Oscars, I'll give it any Oscar at once. But so yes, those are the nominees for Best Television Show.
I trust the Maxes though over the Oscars.
What?
I trust the Maxes over the Oscars.
Yep, I'm considering a television show. So I considered OJ Made in America a television show too, but that won an Oscar for Best Documentary. So
yeah, I mean, it should have, as it should have. It was very well done. Is this?
It's a tough one.
So are these all the categories today? All right.
Those are all of the television categories. I'm only doing 2 television categories, so I decided to get those out of the way because I'm probably not going to watch a lot of TV the rest of the year. So probably going to be spending a lot of time on movies. So
my dad and I bond over classic rock, and he sent me a Beatles documentary preview thing. I watched like half of it. I'm skeptical of anything Beatles that comes out, honestly, because I think it's been done over and over and over again. There's like the Beatles, the live era. There's been a ton of Beatles documentaries, but there was a Let It Be Sessions documentary, and my dad said it was terrible because it just kind of painted them like they never got along at all. Mm-hmm. And he says this one is going to have real footage. It's done by Peter Jackson, who was a huge Beatles fan and also did the Lord of the Rings movies, which were very good.
And very similar to this, did you see Peter Jackson's documentary that he put out last?
Which one?
It's very similar to this. He took all this old World War I footage that had only ever been
World War I.
Yeah, World War I footage that had only ever been in black and white and everything, and he colorized it.
Wow, I haven't seen.
And I never saw it, but because the trailer alone is like haunting and like really really like hits really hard.
World
And
War One was brutal.
yeah, and like the technology was apparently amazing that he used on this, and so I'm really looking forward to see what he does with this, because he's definitely somebody that like keeps on trying to, like, whatever he's working in, he keeps on trying to push it forward. So I'll be really interested to see what he does with a documentary like this.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be good. I think that there's
They
gonna be
Shall Never Grow Old was the name of the World War One documentary they did.
I think that we're gonna get a lot of good documentaries coming up here soon, because that's and animated movies. Like, what's that new animated movie that's coming out? I'm forgetting. It's about jazz, I think.
Soul, yeah, that's coming out tomorrow.
Soul, yeah. Soul looks really good. I'm excited
Yeah.
for it. And yeah, so I'm excited for Soul.
Yeah, I agree with you on the documentaries. The last 2 years have been like the best years for documentary I can ever remember in movies, and it's just gonna get better.
With quarantine, like that's been able to be made pretty safely. So I think that will be some good documentaries will come out. You might see interviews over Zoom and stuff, which will be fine. Not the same, but fine. Yeah, so I'm excited to see these documentaries roll out. And I honestly, and I hate to say this because, I've just lost all interest in the superhero thing. I have no interest in Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I'm. That's what we're watching tomorrow. We are tough between Soul and Wonder Woman, but we decided on Wonder Woman. I'm interested because I'm kind of with you. Like Marvel stuff has kind of really faded out, and there not being a single Marvel movie this year has definitely like broken that kind of trend and stuff. But I think DC is on a really nice little run here, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they have.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't even seen the first Wonder Woman. Like, I want to see all of these.
The first Wonder Woman is phenomenal. If you're gonna watch one superhero movie,
I see all these previews. I'm like, I'm gonna see this movie. I like superheroes, but like, it's just there's so many of them. It's just not special anymore.
Yeah, the first Wonder Woman I'd say is one of the most unique superhero movies I've ever seen. I'd recommend watching that. This looks like it'll be a little bit more generic, but we'll see.
All right, well. I know the winner of The Bachelorette. I won't spoil it for anyone. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, speaking of movies, by the way, what I'm doing after this, why I couldn't do it in the afternoon, is we're watching It's a Wonderful Life for the first time.
Oh, love it. I'm excited. It's a black and white version first, I'm hoping?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you want to watch the black and white version early, and then and then you want to watch the color one. But make it next year because and you probably will also want to watch this in parts, maybe.
Yeah, well.
Be long. You might want to stop, eat some food. Yeah.
We're cooking food during it and stuff like that, so we're gonna like be doing that kind of stuff. So.
Okay, well then I'll get to the polls real quick. We got we got some good ones this past week that I think you'll like, that you've probably seen. But let's see, where do I want to start? Okay, yeah. Do you question Jeremy and Mallory when they say they like food? 50-50, yes and no. Because I mean, they say they like food, but then I suggest certain foods, and they're like, no, I don't like that. Corn dogs with French fries embedded in the batter. We got 3 votes on this. 2 of them were gross, and 1 of them was amazing. I think that sounds amazing. I don't know about you.
What is it? What is it?
Corn dogs with French fries embedded in the batter.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, I thought you would be, but we got with 67% gross one. Terrible take. Is a microwave oven and a toaster oven the same thing? 89% no. I thought a microwave oven and a toaster oven were the same thing. I didn't realize that a microwave oven is just a microwave.
Yes.
Have you ever done hot dogs in a toaster oven, or is that just a Jeremy thing? Apparently 3 out of the 4 people have done hot dogs in a toaster oven. Jeremy like burns his hot dog in a toaster oven and eats it like that. All right. Did I just figure out that a microwave and a microwave oven are the same thing? It's 78% yes. When Jeremy says he's sleeping and it's before midnight, is he actually just Is he actually sleeping, or just wants to be left alone? That'll be 80% wants to be left alone. Did you know you could change the font on Twitter? I'm gonna guess that you didn't know that.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I'll do, but I knew you can.
60% no. Bigger power move. Jimmy Butler having a Michelob Ultra commercial he isn't even in, or NASCAR driver Denny Hamlin being in a Domino's commercial while also advertising a FedEx because he is wearing a FedEx jumpsuit and is in his FedEx car. In addition to all the other sponsors that are on his
Yeah.
and so Hamlin won that one 100% to nothing, which I think they're both pretty, because Jerry Butler literally has a commercial where it's just his jersey hanging and then they're like,
Yeah.
oh, get Michelob Ultra. So I think they're both pretty good power moves, but I understand why Hamlin might be more there. Is there a more boring NFL team in the history of the league than the 2020 Giants? 73% no. Was it a sneaky tie? 83% no, and that's referring to the Philadelphia Eagles. Is Jeremy always at the drive-through window? 100% yes. I called him yesterday, and he was. Does Gio Bernard tell his teammates about his years with Boomer Esiason? 100% yes. He's been through every era of the Cincinnati Bengals. Steelers question mark? Who Day 0%. Ryan Finley GOAT 40%. Big has been 60%. Yeah, and then football team 0%. This is a retweeted one from the Levitard show. Are you surprised to learn that the penguin exhibit smells worse than the elephant poop? That's 58% yes. Well, what do you think about that?
I'm not shocked. I've been to penguin exhibits and stuff. They smell terrible.
Is there always a new Beatles documentary coming out with unseen footage? 50-50 never happened before. When reading a watch, do you start by reading the top number is 6, and by knowing the top number is 6 and the bottom, is 12 and the bottom is 6, and then try to figure out everything in between? 83% yes. Well, Marie got Jeremy a watch that doesn't have any numbers on it, and he was very confused. He has to think about something, and he said, I don't know. Are you a jackass if you refer to people's bald heads as chrome domes? 78% yes. Well, I tweeted that LeBron should just rock the chrome dome, and then I was like, should I really have used chrome dome there?
I think you can do it with LeBron.
LeBron really should though rock the chrome. Like I don't think he would look bad bald.
I agree. I don't disagree.
It's like, or get like, he does like terrible hair plugs. Get like actual hair replacement. You're LeBron James. You can get the best hair replacement of anybody ever. Is an Apple Watch jewelry? Yes, 0%. No, 44%. Whatever Tua says goes. 56%. No context there. Do you say pancakes, hotcakes, griddle cakes, or flapjacks? 100% pancakes.
Well, if it's at McDonald's, you call them hotcakes, but
yeah, I like a good flapjack though. I like calling it a good flapjack. Is Santa real? 71% yes. The other 29% go to hell and say hi to Art Briles when you get there. Is Sean McVay just winning with Jeff Fisher's players? 100% yes. And then do we make Burls anymore? 100% no. And that will do it for today's show. I hope everyone has a happy holidays. I don't know if we will do a show next week. I'll leave it up to the cast. But good night, Canada.